One thing to remember when you're utilizing water is you have to realize how much buoyancy you do get from the water. When you're about waist deep, it takes about 50% of your body weight away from you. And get into shoulder depth, it's more like 70% off. And when we're up to our necks, you're removing almost 90% of the body weight. So it really allows you to work with someone much earlier on an exercise program than you would before, because you're able to decrease those stresses of gravity on that person by utilizing the water.
And also with buoyancy too, remember that those values apply to more static. So when you're standing, absolutely you have that reduction of body weight. When you have a client, if they have any sort of weight bearing restrictions, say they have partial weight bearing and the doctor says 50% weight bearing, you don't want to walk them up to their waist, because even though you're walking in water, those ground reaction forces are still coming through your joint. So if you can, bring them a little bit deeper, like up them one level, say up to their chest, if they're partial weight bearing, so you're not actually limiting those or breaking those restrictions that the doctor has put on your client, because even though it is water, you're still getting some compressive forces through the joint. Talking about buoyancy, there's three components of buoyancy that I feel is pretty important, and it'll make more sense as we talk about the philosophy of exercise. There's buoyancy assisted, there's buoyancy supported, and then there's buoyancy resisted. Buoyancy assisted is obviously what it says. Buoyancy is assisting the motion. So as somebody is walking in the water or doing a straight leg raise or whatever, buoyancy is assisting that motion to help lengthen those hamstrings. If you have somebody on the surface of the water, say performing horizontal abduction with the shoulder, buoyancy is now supporting that motion, and the exact opposite is true. If you're pulling down through the water, buoyancy is resisting that. So just a couple of things to think about while you're working with your client and what your goal is and how you can kind of use buoyancy to really maximize your results.